So in the seventh example, you should utilize the range function 1 and 10, and so we can print I and this one, and we should also give the empty print. See, this is 1 2 3 4 5 blah blah 9. Okay, and so what about this one? I in range 10, and these are the same. What's the output of the second code? I'm waiting. If I run this code, see, 0 to 9 is written in here because it's just like to the what? This is the stop point, and so stop point cannot include to this point in here. Okay, so what about this one? 10 to 20. Anyone? Just help me. Yes, it's just like the 10 to 90. Okay, and so what about this one? This is 1, this is 10 and 2. What's the output of this code? Yes, just see that the 1 3 5 7 9, this is odd numbers, not evens. Okay, this is the step in this. What about this one? 10 0 minus 2. What's the output of this code? Yes, see, 10 8 6 4 2, right? This is the range example. If you want to create your own range or the loop, we can use a range function, and we can search the what using the in. Okay, and so what about this one? For I in range of ort function a ort z, this returns to the what? Index of the a and z in here plus 1, and so the print char I and this one. What's the output of this code? This ort function converts the char to the code point. Okay, which means that we have the a b c d e f and blah blah blah. These are the whole letters of our alphabet. Okay, returns alphabet. Now, for example, we have the 1 2 2 2 3 4 5 2 1 3 1 2 3. Okay, and so while integer casting is applied, an input which is given in here, and so searched number can be asked to the user. Okay, and so we want to find out how many counts for a given character. Okay, and so count is assigned to 0 for I in A, right? A is a sequence, and so we can search every element of the A. Okay, and so if I is equals to the while, and then the count must be increased, and after that we need to print the count values of these terms. Okay, this one, for example 2, we have 5 2 in here, and for example 5, we have 1 5 in here. Okay, we can search the every elements based on these terms to find out how many counts for a char. Okay, or can create the password control. Okay, for I in range 3, we have the 3 choices or 3 selection to find out the password. Okay, as input enter password. Okay, and after that if as which is equals to what, for example Fares are password. Okay, and so the print. Okay, and after that we need to give the break, otherwise else print invalid password, and otherwise your account is blocked. For example, if I run this code, Mehmet can be given is invalid, Ahmet and Ali, and so your account is blocked. But if I write the Fares, and so this is okay. Okay, this is another simple example about the for loops. What about this one? Pass keyword. We have another important examples about this. Pass is just like the dot comma operator in C or C++. Okay, for K in range of 10, we can create the 0 to 9 range in here, and for I in range of 10. Okay, and so if I times K mod values which is equals to 0, or if the I times K is equals to the even, and so this can be pass. Okay, otherwise we should write I times K's and this one. Okay, and so if I run this code 1 3 5 7 9 3 9 15 blah blah blah, and so we can condition these terms by using the if, but we can search the every elements by using the what, the for loops. Okay, or can give the extra example, enumerates. Okay, for example nums 10 20 30. Okay, and names, this is the another list, Ali, Veli, Kamil. Okay, for IDX and NM, or the nums and names in enumerate, this is the special operation. We will study about it in the later weeks, but the enumerate gives us to what, the zip content of the R cases. Nums and names can be given, and we can start to the what, to the 1. Okay, and so that we can print to the what, the F is the functional operator in here, and IDX, the index values, and name, and can be written just like this one. And so we can combine these two list elements with a specific index by using the enumerate keyword. Okay. So 1 Ali, 2 Veli, 3 Kamil. Okay. Any question? If there is no question, and so we will continue with the new topic. Okay. Function definition. In this example, enumerate is a specific type of the Python. Okay, and so if we want to collaborate or link one list element to the another, we should create the enumerate in here. The zip is just like the zip. Okay, and so nums and names are attached to each other. Okay, and so enumerates creates to the specific index for each element. For example, 10 Ali, this is the index of 1, this is the index of 2, this is the index of 3. Okay, just simple that. We will study in the later weeks. Okay. All right. Do you get it? Function. So basic syntax is def function name, and we should give the parentheses and the sharp parentheses in here. The arguments should be given in here, and also we should give the suite. Okay, for example, def foo, and we can print the I am foo. Okay, but unlike the C or C++ programming language, the functions are interpreted as statements, which means that we can assign any function name into the variable, integer or the other, like that. Okay, and so this results to the functions are simple variables, but it is an address. This is the main difference between the C or C++ programming language, guys. Okay, but how can we prove this? That in order to understand this concept, just try to make the examples. It's like this one. Okay, for example, we can create the def foo. Def is a specific keyword, foo is a name, and so this function calling operator is the special name in here. In here, I'm sorry, I didn't see this one. In here, the start point is 2. See, 2, 3, 4, or 20, and so 20, 21, 22. Right. Okay. So basic syntax def foo, the print foo can be given in here, and so foo can be called just like this one. If you want to call any function, the function name, and we should give the function calling operator, open and closes parentheses in here. Okay, just like this one. So if I run this code, see, this is the foo. But unlike the C or C++ programming language, def foo can be redefined in here, just like this one, other foo. In C++ you can't do that because the function name should be unique in C or C++ programming language. But in Python, this is just another variable in here pointing an address, and so we can define many times in function, and so function overloading cannot be happened in Python. Okay, and so what is the output of this code, guys? Just tell me. Burak, Eren, Fares. Yes, foo and other foo, because it overrides this function. The first definition is given in here, and so we call the function. In the second place, we can create another foo in here, and so this is incurrent right now. And so if we call this, and so foo and other foo are given in this case. Okay, this is the first example, and so we need to continue to create example in order to understand how we can manipulate the functions. And so the foo, the print foo first. Yes, the simple string. And so the print type of foo. What's the output of this code? The type of the foo is the class of function in Python. This is a specific class because just remember that in the Python we have only class and variables, or the instance, nothing more. Everything is in the dynamic types, and so the function as well. Okay, the class function, this is called. Okay. And what about this one? Foo is assigned to 5, and print type of foo. You cannot assign to the function any integer values in C or C++ programming language. But what's the output of this code right now? Anyone? Yes, foo and 5, but the function class and class int, because we just write the type of the foo, not the foo. Okay, but if I write the foo also in here, for us we have the 5 value, just like you said. Okay. Okay, so we can assign the function name to the another one in Python, foo, and the bar is equals to the foo. Okay, and so the bar can be called in here, just like this one. The bar is pointing to the foo. Foo is created in here, just like this one. And so we can say that the function name can be assigned to another one. Which example you are talking about, Eren? Example 2 or 3? Yes, 2. So why there is no foo at the beginning? So we have the foo in here, but the type is written in here, Eren, not the foo. Is that your question? We just print the type of the foo, not foo. Yes, because we need to write this one. See that? If you write this term, and so this is the function. Okay, it's not returns to the foo first. See, function foo at this address. But if we want to remove these terms, and so we call the foo in here, and so we have the foo first right now. Okay, if we want to run any function, we need to call it, not the type of it. Okay, Eren, you get it? So we can assign to do any function based on these terms, and this are the examples 3. And so what about this one? If this is an address or any variable in Python, def foo print foo, and also we can write to the what foo bar tar, okay. And so we can assign to the what or create the what the function list bar and tar. And so just remember the what, the for utilization f in a contains the function names, and so each of them can be called by using these terms. In C++ you can do that, guys, okay. See, the function names can be contained in the what, the list elements, and so these list elements can be searched by using the what, the for loops. Or D, we can create the dictionary values foo, 2 bar, and 3 tar, okay. The 1, 2, 3 keys foo bar tar is the what, the values, and so we can reach the values of the 1, and so this returns to the foo, and we should give the function calling operator in here just like this one, and so 2, 3. What's the output of this code right now for the dictionary section? What's the output? Foo bar tars, but in the print section, right? Foo bar tar. Because this is the function name d1, which is equals to the foo, and function calling operator is added in here, and then we can assign to the what, to these terms, okay. So in the example 5, parameter argument should be talked about. The foo x and print type of x and foo 10 and .2 and ln. So what's the output of this code based on this function? Yes. See, int, float, string. And also we have the return value. What's the return value? Return value is that if the function is called and it returns to the what, to the values or to any variable type. In this case, for example, def square a and return a times a, okay. And so we can give the print of the square of 5. What's the result of this code? Yes, so the return values of these terms a times a, okay, 25. So this is another examples. And let's return to the what, to the default arguments. This is important because we have many functions to be utilized in Python, but we need to understand what is default arguments. For example, def foo a, b 100, and c 200. Can anyone remember the default argument from the C++, guys? Anyone? Anyone? The default argument means that if we don't give any parameters to the b is assigned defaultly 100. C is defaultly assigned to the 200, guys. Okay, so what's the output of this code right now? We have 3 arguments, but we can give the only 1 argument with the value of the 1. What is the output of this code right now? Yes, 1, 100 and 200, because we can give the A to the 1, but the B and C is assigned to the default arguments. What about this one? 1 and 2 right now. What's the output of this code? Just tell me, Faris. Yes, because 1 is given, 2 is given, and so B cannot use the default arguments because the user gives to the what the values of the B. Okay, 1, 2 and 200. And so what about this one? 1, 2, 3. What's the output of this code right now? And so if we want to run this code, and so the C is assigned to the 3, do you understand what is the default argument and how we can use it, guys? Do you understand the process? Any question? Okay. And so let's continue with another example about the default arguments. What about this one? We can create our own range function. Def disp range. Start, stop can be assigned to the none. Just remember that. Step is initialized with the 1 or the default arguments. Okay, and so if stop is equals to the none, which means that we don't have the any stop in here or the step, we have only start, right? And so this stop is assigned with the start and start is assigned to the 0. And so if I give the one number to this branch, for example 10, and so start is 0, stop is 10. Okay, and after that for I in range of start, stop, step and so the print I and space, and also we can give the print in here. This is specialized disp range function. For example, disp range, if I can give the 10 values in here, what is the output of this code right now? Just tell me. See, 0 to 9, not 1 to 10, because 10 is the last one. Okay, what about this one? This branch 2 and 8. 2 is assigned to the start, 8 is assigned to the stop, and step is defaultly 1. What is the output of this code, Fares? Yes, because the starting point 2 and point 8 but minus 1 should be given in here because it's not included in this place, and 2 to 7 is seen. And so what about this one? The step is given to the what? To the 3. What's the output of this code right now, Fares? Yes, see, 2 and 5 is given. Because the step is 3, 2, 5 is seen, but the 8 not. Because 8 is the endpoint. Okay? You can specialize your functions by using these terms in here. Okay? What about this one? Default argument. And so, that few can be defined A, B, C is equals to the 10, D is equals to the 20, E is equals to 30, F is equals to 40. Okay? And so the print can be given by with what? The A, fancy parenthesis, B, fancy parenthesis, C is the fancy parenthesis, and D, E, F. And the format of these terms A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay? What's the output of this code? What is the output of this code? One, two, three, 20, 30, yes. See? This is correct. But what about this one? If the E is assigned to this one, if in this case we have the syntax error because the non-default argument follows default arguments, which means that if we put the default argument, the right hand side should be given at the default argument. Otherwise, is a syntax error. Okay? Okay. And so we have the two special operators in here with star and double star or asterisk atom. Okay? We can define just kind of function star A and we can print the A. But what's the meaning of this? The print who? What's the result of this code in here? In this case, if we have this one, this is just like to the one to the empty operator, and none is returned because it's code in here foo code empty space, and so foo is a none. But what about this one? Print foo 10. It's given in here. See, 10 comma. It returns to the what? To the tuple values. But what about this one? 10 and 20. And so if I run this code, and so see, this returns to the what? To the none. Because the foo returns to the none in here. But it is calling in here returns to what? 10 and 20. Or 30. See? Or we can just call the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in here. And so, what's the logic of the star A in here? Star A enable us to what? To put many arguments without writing specific variable names. In Turkish. Arkadaşlar bakın, buraya star A yazdığımda ben bir tane de, iki tane de, 5 tane de, 10 tane de parametre buraya verebilirim. O değişkenlerin ismini yaratmasam da. Çünkü Python bunu tuple olarak görüyor. Python sees this star A operator as a tuple, and so we can give the any tuple in here just like this one, guys. Okay? This is a special operator. But how can we use this operator? We are utilizing this operator many often because we always use the print function arguments with star or asterisk. You see that the print see star values. What's the meaning of this? The meaning of the star values means that we can give the more than one parameters to the what, to the print. For example, Mehmet, Ali, Kamil, or Kamil, or 1, 2, 3. The number of the values can be changed. Okay, but how we can create our own myPrint function? Def myPrint star objects separation values is empty, default argument, and is new line. See, this also default argument. Okay, and so we should check the object's length. Okay, objects, which is equals to the 0, and so the print and is equals to the end in here, because the end is a new line is assigned to the end, and also we need to give the return. But if this is not an empty object, in objects reverse ordering here, just like this one, the print object at each case with the separation point. Separation is to the what? Defaultly this one. Okay, and the print objects -1, the last element, should be written in here. These are the print implementation, guys. Okay, and so what about this one? myPrint 10 and 20. What's the output of this code right now, guys? In this code, if you run 10 and 20 is seen in here, or we can give the 500. See, 10 and 500 is given in here. But if we want to increase the number of the parameters, 20, 30, 39, and so 10, 20, 39 is assigned to the what? The star objects as a tuple. Okay, and so the separation is updated with the comma values in here. So if I run this code, 10, 20, and 39 are seen on this page. Okay, this is the basic representation or the implementation of the print function in the Python by using the what? The asterisk operator or the star operator. Okay, we have also a special operator, star star, double star, therefore A, B, and star star C. Print A, parentheses in here, B, and C. C, B. Format of A, B, C. Okay. What about this one? Print 1 or no? 2, 1, 2, 3. What's the output of this code? This code is given us to the what? To the error, because few takes 2 positional arguments, but 3 were given in here. What's the meaning of this? This star operator is okay, but in the star star, just see that we shall give this one. See, 1, 2, and empty dictionary values in here. Okay, so if I put this one, A, B, and the other format is given here, and so B is default argument is assigned with the 10. A is assigned to the 20, and this star star C can contain the more than one arguments. For example, XX 30, YY 40. There is no syntax error in here. See, A 20, B 10, C is equals to what? It's the dictionary values with the keys of the XX and YY, guys. Okay, see, Do you understand what's the process in here? If you solve any other example, you can understand it. And so what about this one? For example, A, B, just now star C, D 200 and star study. Okay, and also E, and also E, this one, E and E. We can use star and double star in here. Foo, 10, 20, 30, 40, and XX 50, YY 60. What's the output of this code right now? The 10 is assigned to the A, B is assigned to the 20, star C is assigned to 30 and 40 in here, and D is assigned to 200, E is assigned to dictionary values of the XX with the values of the 50 and 60 values. This is the more general example about the star and double star. Okay? Any question? If there's no question, and so we'll take a break, and after the what until to the what 3 p.m. Okay.